Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Screenshot. My name is Melinda, and I am your host. So today on the show, I've got change makers. I asked them if I can call them that, and they were a bit shaky, saying, yeah, maybe not, but I think that's what you guys are. So we've got change makers in the field of climate change, and before I go any further, let them introduce themselves first. So we'll start with you.
Okay, thank you. Good day to you and all your viewers. Speaking here is Brandon, right, and I'm 20 years old, and I'm currently pursuing a bachelor degree in computer science at NAST.
Hello everyone, my name is Whitney I'm studying environmental science and health at NAST. Currently, I'm doing my attachment at Green Heart Trust. I'm 21.
Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show, change makers. Own it, manifest it.
Hey, change is a big word.
It is a big word, but you know, after what I've read and heard about you guys, I think that's the correct word. So let's give our viewers a background on what we're going to talk about. And we're not just going to talk about climate change. And so, Whitney, when you tell our viewers what brought us here today, I think you can explain it better than me. So the floor is yours.
Okay. What brought us here? Well, there was a link, I think, that was being shared with, I don't know, should I say everyone? Okay, to those who got it, about the Inala Smart Agro challenge. It's a challenge where youth people, researchers, students were supposed to apply for and participate in the challenge, where they were sharing their ideas, mindsets on innovative ways on climate change issues and agricultural perspective, I think, in brief. So basically, I want to brainstorm our ideas in general on issues of climate change, basically, maybe on the water scarcity part, the temperature fluctuation that we're facing day in, day out, and also focusing on the food systems of Blawayo. This is why you see it's agro challenge. We were trying to improve the food systems in Blawayo that we're having, and it's being sponsored by Urban Futures. That is a consortium of different organizations, right? I think that's it in brief.
I thought you'd also mention, we also won that challenge.
Oh, yes.
I should also mention that very important part. Just want to lap our winner.
Just want to lap it is a winner. Yeah, it is a winner by the winners of the challenge. Yeah, the first place, I think, were the ones who took
Position one.
Position one. Yeah, position two. It doesn't go position one.
The only one that matters.
Everyone matters. Everyone matters.
So, Brandon, to you, let's talk about now your background in this. When you see the link and you're like, maybe I can actually participate in this. And what's your background when it comes to climate change, agriculture, technology, innovation?
Okay, on that topic, I think my background is, of course, as Africans, most of the time, agriculture was once our biggest source. So everywhere, even go Bulawayo, Bali, so that was the main thing. Every time when you see, you cannot run away from agriculture. So I personally am pursuing computer science. So of course, in my field, of course, I would like to venture into real world problems, but agriculture was a very big part. So of course, seeing other things in Bulawayo, you see with agriculture is a big part. Climate change, we don't have water. In Khalema, it's been 2 weeks, there's no water. Of course, it can affect us in terms of other things, but food, it's very much. Our food perishes, and all other major problems happen due to climate change.
Oh yeah, you mentioned something, Oguti, climate change is now a big thing in our communities. I think for the past maybe decade, we've been talking about climate change, and I'm glad we were now, you know, actively talking about this very big issue, and especially with young people. So I feel like also have to mention, Oguti, your team had 4 members, and so this is half of the team. Was it 4?
Yes, just 4.
Yeah, so maybe 4 participating. And so the next question, Mfungo Wibuza, is what was your idea? Let's talk about this idea that you had. what was the idea that won you this competition? If you can explain it to us, who will take the question? Who will answer?
Okay, let me give the problem first.
Okay, give us the problem.
Maybe she can give part of the solution.
Thank you.
Our problem was, each group had their own problem, but our problem was decreased crop yield due to temperature fluctuations, drought-related, water scarcity, and other climate stressors.
Okay.
So that was our main problem for that day.
So everyone had a different problem to solve,
each group had a
or
different
not
problem
everyone was working around the same
Yes,
problem.
yes.
Oh, all right, nice.
So one of our solutions, I think she might explain part of the solutions we had.
Okay, basically, like I told you, with the Inala challenge, right, is focusing on food systems, right, and also being innovative now, and also addressing climate change. You can see interlink climate change is leading to that and that and that and that. So Tina, like you said, we're focusing on it decreased crop yield, right? So decreased crop yield is due to temperature fluctuations. Temperature change a day in and day out. Despite which Tina in general don't have water. Izulu last year, it was something different. We also have other climate stresses, and also we're saying with the drought, like the water scarcity part and the climate changes has also led to a drought. So Tina, we wanted to address the issue of increasing crop yield. Also see face like climate change issues now. We can't just wake up in the next day, sit, okay, for the past 5 days, like according to us, it can't. The environment will determine itself. So what do we have to do? We have to adapt through that and find ways of living. So Tina, just say decreased crop yield in Blawayo. We want to increase the crop yield regardless of this climate issues that we're facing. So Tina, what we did, our project's name was titled Farm Genius, right? We came up with a solution of, let me first attack the party water scarcity. We don't have water in Blawagela, if you've realized. And even you realize 2 weeks, 3 weeks last week, right? Like as in general. So imagine if Tina wanted to Cecilia, and things, household issues, think of the plant, Elipan. Ukuthi lona liface alila BCC elitamanzikiyo litemba amanzi from the rains, but there is nothing like that. So we were addressing an issue by reusing amanzi.
Okay.
For instance, we've got industries, we've got households, we've got offices, right? Abantu bayageza, abantu bageza imganu. Industries, they use water for their processes. So amanzi wona lawa salayo singathi leftover water, right? Let's use that. It's known as grey water, I think. That water asalayo wona lawo, instead of just disposing it anyway or into our water bodies, ama rivers or anyway, why not try to recycle it and utilize 80% of it into our agricultural purposes? Right?
Okay.
Maybe use it as a platform for irrigating. Still so that's what we came up with, reusing water, like recycling water. I think that's the best way to say it. And also we looked into the aspect of the whole technical part.
So after the grey water recycling, right, we still have a lot to do. So that's when it came in a precision sprinkler. So whereby now, since we already have our recycled water, right, we also don't want to waste our water. So that's where we put in the precision sprinklers. Whereby if it is for 2 liter, is exactly 2 liter into the root to avoid amanzi losing even by evaporation. So that was what the first thing from the water recycled, right? Then these precision sprinklers, they also use sensors, because there's no way you can just know, okay, this crop needs this amount of water. So that is why we introduced a real-time monitoring system with the use of sensors. So we have temperature sensors and humidity sensors. So that's how they will detect the soil moisture, the crop health, and many other things. So that it also gives hand to the precision sprinkler on how and how much water is actually needed for that part. Then all of that will be put across in a mobile application for farmers to receive notifications, alerts, proper hand on their phone wherever they are, so that they can able to mitigate effects. Temperature
I'm so impressed. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm so impressed, but continue.
It's teamwork. It's teamwork. Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah, because individual, I don't think you can just boom. That's why there are so many solutions to us. So that was the main project that made us win, as I said.
So recycling water,
Grey water recycling,
grey water, and
precision sprinklers with the real-time monitoring systems of
So-
sensors.
and then in putting all the information in a
in
mobile
a
application.
Yes.
Or adding on to that, the whole ngathi sesijwayele umumbu land, right? Like kula plants of man's day in day out. So we're trying to introduce drought resistant plants to people. Akuso wonke umuntu ojwayele impuphu yesogam lan. So we are trying to at least have an awareness on that. We would see, as much as we might be ignorant, right? Singafumba le ignorance in the next coming years. Ukudla sikufunayo lokhu at the end of the day sesingakuswela. So ekusweleni kwakho asebenziseni lawa ama-plants lawa ama-drought resistant plants that are there, right? So that regardless of the changes akhona and it's guaranteed ukuthi i-plant le vele ngokwayo ekupheleni komnyaka kusabe kukunje. And if they by chance we might actually crossbreed those plants with those that we want, lawa athi gain that drought resistant gene or something like that in future aspects, I guess.
Hey guys, like I said, I'm thoroughly impressed. You know, if I was a judge,
Pleasure.
we would have won. I really like the ideas because I never really thought about the water that we use that we waste away. And where does it actually go? It's like...
So we're taking all the water from bathrooms, washing machines, your toilets, whatever.
Putting them back to where they are needed.
Yes.
That really makes such... It's a revelation, guys.
From
Not
research,
back into our pipes.
I'm saying back to our agriculture.
Back to our agriculture, yes.
I saw on the, was it the link on the poster, the kunya about innovation, agriculture, what science and all that. And you guys seem to have implemented it all very well in the book blended. Lisebenzile, guys.
Yeah, we did. We did our
Thank you,
best.
Thank you.
Well done. So now I want to know, Uguti, as a group, and just tell
Yes.
I know. First of all, how will is the project going to be implemented, like on a larger scale than from what you did? Like, do you plan on implementing it larger, or it's a prototype?
I think I'll take that.
Okay.
Yes. Like I said, the Inala Challenge was sponsored by Urban Futures.
Okay.
So what Urban Futures will do, like the monies that we won, right? So like the humble say Whitney, you know, and things like that. No, we have to implement it into like a prototype of some sort, like using that money for that. Right, and then also we're going to receive a mentorship from the Urban Futures. They're going to mentor us through. We're going to actually interact with experts as Lulatina and give us guidelines, improve, sharpen our project, and also eventually we might get sponsors and donors that are actually going to give us money on that to expand it bigger and bigger and bigger. But literally we're receiving sponsorship from Urban Futures and mentorship. So
develop it.
Yeah, it's developing. It's something that is going to start from now into greater.
I really hope it really does reach the heights that you intend them to reach. Because I'm sure we can benefit from all this as a country.
Definitely
Yeah, we
can.
also want the collaboration from farmers, all those stakeholders that are there.
All right, to test the applications and
to make it impact Bulawayo. Because as us, we can't have funding. Because of the budget, it's too much. So it's all about if there some people can help us out there, but Urban Futures, as it is the one which is able to give us mentorship for now.
Okay. Let's talk about climate change, guys. As young people, climate change, we're facing this thing that is for some people it's not something that's at their heads. Climate change is something that is big and can eventually affect me in the future. So as young people who are now in this space, because you are forced to be in this space and advocate for it. And what do you think is the main reason and why we should talk about climate change as young people?
I think I was also part of those people who didn't even
think about it that much.
But I've seen that climate change is a major impact. So I think as the youth we must also know what this thing is a big issue. Food is a very big issue.
You know.
You could die in 30 years, you're surprised, because of the quality, because also quality is reducing due to the climate change. Quality is reducing. So I think people should research more, the youth, we should research more. We should not be ignorant about climate change. As she also mentioned,
just to
because
sustain
it's drought
us.
resistant. We must now start thinking about the future. Climate change is a very big part. I also didn't care, but now venturing into this innovation, I'm now forced. And I've seen through research, it has a very big impact. There was a speaker that day who said, the turtle as far as Mozambique.
Really?
Imagine. So I think abantu should know, youth should know that climate change is a big issue. Imagine if it's importer from Mozambique. It's a very big problem. It's a very big problem.
What do you say? Why should more young people be involved in advocating for climate change?
I think it's climate change, it's like something fancy or something new.
Okay.
Naturally, climate change occurs. You've got natural events that happen, like for instance, in other places where there's volcanic eruptions and things like that. Temperature patterns will change from time to time, like naturally, right? But then it comes to us as human people, we are the big culprit in actually ngathi siya fast forward into yakhona siyenze ibe fast angithola. So kulento esizenzayo thina ukuthi this whole thing moves in a faster pace. For instance, we've got human activities, we have an emission of gases into the atmosphere. The whole science happens at the end of the day, so change temperatures, so melta the ice that we have in the Atlantic places. We now have rise in sea levels, little rainfall in places that we tropical. Cooler months. You see, but people are just normal. At the end of the day, move our footing and abnormal. So that to a point that person is climate change like now. So when you look at last time, right? So you can answer and call, no, this is climate change, but in that is over time. So as the youth, maybe we should just look into the day-to-day activities that we do, right? Have an eye or have a thought on how you could be friendly, like how you can do this in a friendly way that will not fast forward the climate change, like that will not have an impact on our climate. Like something that can be eco-friendly, the type of car that you're driving. Everything we use, okay, right? The type of waste that I'm going to dispose into the environment, impact try to think from where it is being produced to where it's being processed to where it's being like there is a thought. Everything that we do has an impact on climate. So the type of fuel that I'm using, okay, maybe instead of me using a car, maybe we can have a subways, electrical trains, right? Like other countries. Okay, instead of me doing this, why not do that? Like, can you be eco-friendly? Think towards the climate. Because ignorance, groundwater layisipheli lesilokho sithemba ngamabows. Sahlala komunye unyaka nje sokuchisa kakhulu so ungasaphumeki phandle. It will come a time sokusnowa lapha eZimbabwe singajwayelanga usnowa ngangithola. So engikutsho ukuthi let's have a mindset that thinks towards that. Every action that you do, try to at least think towards climate change. Engikwenzayo lokho kule impact towards climate change. And also, if you do not know, we all have phones nowadays. Try to Google about climate change. Try to have people interact with go to workshops. If you see like challenges on allow, like he said, he wasn't necessarily into all this, but he participated. You never know. Maybe your mind also is a bringer something to the table. So let's stay motivated. Let's not be ignorant. Let's not, shut down on such things.
All right, so basically, we as people, we have a responsibility towards our planet.
Yes,
I think we forget who is in this
in this whole big globe.
And we also have a future. We might not be there when all these things now come full force, but still I think we owe it to the next generation that's coming to have a better future. And I think I also like what you said, Uguti, fast forward there. So maybe with everything that we do, we are maybe trying to slow it down. So now, and congratulations, you guys, for winning.
Thank you so much.
And I see why you won. If I was a judge, guys, you would have won twice.
Okay. So you can actually give us a prize after. We don't mind.
Yeah. Okay. Guys. So, okay, I want to go back to the competition. How was it like working as a team now? You know, you're all kind, and I just realized today the teams were just assigned, and I thought maybe it's people who knew each other.
It was a random pick on the day.
That is so cool. I like that. That is so cool. Alazani, but you now have to figure each other's strengths and what someone's bringing something different to the table. So how was it like working as a team? Why is Lupu Whitney?
Not even.
Majesh was the one who was really pushing. I think random, it was very tough. Because what like umuntu for the first time. But I think what made it simpler, everyone was open. Communication was open. There was mutual respect. Everyone was willing to learn. So in the opinion, I'm the only guy by 3. So there was really that feminine energy, which is very good.
Okay.
Because most of the time, but there was mutual respect. So it was very fun.
Were you the peacekeeper?
Nah, really there was no. There was open communication, mutual respect. So it was very, of course, random picking, but we collaborated very nicely. Because everyone was bringing a different, unique skill set and expertise.
Right.
She's doing environmental science. I'm doing computer science. Our leader is doing, our team leader is doing computer science as well. The fourth member is doing development.
Okay.
So it was, everyone had their own unique skill set, which is what brought across a good collaboration. So I feel like, it was very nice working together, even though only one day.
It was just one day?
It was just one day, yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask. Uguti, how long did it take you guys to develop this concept and all that? I thought maybe you were giving time in advance.
In an hour.
It wasn't in Friday.
Friday, that's just figure. No, they introduced everything. I want to welcome remarks and all the stuff. Then go by this cartoon, we were allocated into different groups.
That's when you were also selected?
Yeah.
Like you were also put in your groups?
Yes, we put in our groups on the day. Then I think it was a fast event challenge, fast competition. Fast-paced competition. So in 1 hour, given 1 hour to brainstorm and come up with something towards your problem. So I feel AI nje. So AI we do the best ukuthi plan the lines that final but wonke umuntu ayicabanga yonke. It's good. You see, so yeah, one of the challenges you want to allow, you know, the time. But as much as time was a challenge, right? We came up, we addressed it in such a way that okay, it's like 1 hour, guys. When we environmental science, we know climate change, right? Agriculture, we all know about agriculture. Okay, development studies. A few minutes, okay, can a person jot down just a few minutes, fast, like be open, just write everything down, then so compile one. What do you think? What do you think? On the technical part, we looked up to those guys, Inala Brandon, so I'm a computer science student. They were very focused on the technical part. Challenges, so when the impact is and how we can mitigate that and link it with technology and make it innovative. So all my expert, focus on the side like learn, and collaborating it into one thing. So I guess we would divide the language in those few minutes, coming up with something at the end of the day. Like science and puzzle. Piece shape puzzles to fit in gash. That's what really made. As much as, and then we also had assistants, yama expertise at the corner. Yeah, we were the youths, right? Like as well. Environmental scientists. Those
who acted like mentors or something.
Yeah, they were mentors actually.
Do you want to mention them?
Yeah. Oh, really?
I don't quite know them, but
No, don't quite know them. Everything I call her, but there was one Mr. Moyo. You know what? Let's not mention them. Banengi, Baba Kona, we're from different places. You know, people from Green Heart, people from Hivos, people from yeah, Lupane State. Also, we had people like that. We also had people in the media. We also had people from. I'm an economist. We also had people from different departments that were there, people from the agricultural sector, people from the technical sector. So, omunye wethu aspect like technology, omunye like something.
Hey, black child is possible. I've always wanted to say that.
Okay. Oh, you have said it.
But I love the whole thing. I love the concept. It was fast, but you guys managed to come up with something so amazing. So why?
Young blood.
Thank you.
We've come to the end of our show, guys. Skati says challenge. 1 hour to Tinisi challenge.
That's okay.
So I want to say well done for what you've done, and please continue. Don't stop for whatever reason. Guys, Mozambique, and if your travel is in the hands of the 2Ks, and
we'll hold on to a
Oh,
tight.
2Ks.
It's in the hands of the 2Ks. So I think you guys are doing an amazing job, and I really truly hope we can see this project on bigger and greater scales. So thank you for joining us on the screenshots, and people watching at home, please leave some love for these 2Ks, for these young people who are doing so amazing, you know, not only as young people but as human beings in general, because this issue affects us all. So leave a like and a comment and just show them some love. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.